I checked my screen time report last Sunday. 6 hours and 42 minutes on my phone in one day. And I kept thinking, where did that time go? Then it hit me. I guard my money. I track my money. I would never leave my wallet open on a table and walk away, but my attention, I give it away for free, all day, every day, to the apps that don't care about me and feeds that don't know my name. Your attention is your real bank account, and most of us are bankrupt. Here's why that matters and what you can do about it today. Welcome to the Clarence Stowers Leadership Podcast, a podcast about becoming 1% better every day. And now your host, yours truly, Clarence Stowers. Welcome back to the Clarence Stowers Leadership Podcast, a podcast about helping you become 1% better in life. Today, we're talking about one resource that you cannot buy back, cannot borrow, cannot get on credit, your attention, and why treating it like it's free is costing you everything that matters. Here's what I've noticed. Most people can tell you exactly how much money is in their checking account. They can tell you how much they spent on coffee this week. They know their car payment, their rent, their mortgage, their credit card balance. But ask them where their attention went today. Blank stare. I don't know. I was just busy. That's the problem. You're managing money you can replace and ignoring the one currency you cannot earn back. Time and attention are the same account, and you're overdrafting it every single day. So let me break this down. Because if attention is the real currency and your real currency, we need to understand what's draining your account and how to stop the bleeding, which leads me to my first insight. You treat money better than attention. Just hang around with me for a while and you'll see why you protect what you measure and why you've been measuring the wrong thing. Here's what I notice about all of us. You protect what you value and you value what you track. Think about this. When you get paid, you know exactly how much hits your account. You watch it, you track it, you make decisions based on it. Can I afford this? Should I wait? Do I have margin? That's financial stewardship. You've been trained to do that since you got your first paycheck, but nobody taught you to do that with your attention. So you spend it like it's unlimited, and it is not. You do not have an unlimited account or balance when it comes to your attention. Here's the spoiler alert. It is not unlimited. Let me give you a picture. Imagine you wake up every morning and someone hands you $1,440. That's exactly how many minutes are in a day. And then they say, spend it however you want. But at midnight, whatever you didn't use disappears. And you can never get it back. That's exactly what's happening every single day, except it's not dollars, it's minutes. And those minutes are your life. So the question is, are you spending them or are you letting them get stolen? Okay, here's a test. Pull out your phone right now. Go to your screen time report. Look at the number. Now ask yourself, if that number was dollars instead of hours, would you be okay with how you spent it? If you spent 6 hours on Instagram yesterday, would you be fine spending $600 on Instagram? Probably not. But you gave them something more valuable than your money. You gave them irreplaceable time, and most of us don't even notice. Okay, so if attention is currency, the next question is obvious. Where is it all going? Because I promise you, it is not where you think, which brings me to my second insight. There are intention thieves you're inviting in. Now, stick around, because if you lean in and listen real closely, you'll identify exactly where your attention is bleeding out and why you keep letting it happen. Remember, behind every lie, there's a hidden truth. And here it is. Most people think their attention problem is about discipline. It's not. It's about access. You have given unlimited access to your attention to people and platforms that have not earned it. Your phone buzzes, you look. A notification pops up, you check. Someone texts, you respond. Someone posts, you scroll. You have turned your attention into a public utility, always on, always available, always free. And the truth is, most of what's stealing your attention does not even deserve it. So here's what changed for me. I stopped asking, how do I stay focused, and started asking, who am I giving access to? Because your attention is not a public resource. It's private property, and you get to decide who gets in. But right now, you've left the gate wide open. Every app, every email, every person, every platform, unlimited success, no boundaries, no costs, and you're wondering why you feel drained by noon. Let me get personal for one moment. I had a moment last month where I was trying to write, deep work, important work, and I kept getting interrupted. Text message here, email here, Slack, Instagram, and every time I stopped what I was doing and responded. Not because it was urgent, because I had given everyone access. And after 2 hours, I looked at my screen and realized I had written maybe 3 sentences. But I had replied to 40 messages. That's when it hit me. I was treating my attention like a free resource. And everyone was taking advantage. Not because they were bad people, but because I never set a cost. Now here's the reality. Come to the front of the class. Attention is expensive. It should cost something to get yours, not money, but boundaries. If someone wants your focus during deep work hours, the cost is they have to wait. If an app wants your attention, the cost is you decide when to open it, not when it decides to notify you. If a platform wants your time, the cost is you set a timer and leave when it's up. You wouldn't let someone walk in your house whenever they want. Why are you letting them walk into your mind? So now that we know the problem, you're spending attention like it's free. Secondly, then you're giving access to people and platforms that haven't earned it. The question is, what do you actually do about it? Which leads me to my final insight, the attention audit that changes everything. Now, if you've been with me thus far, thank you for hanging around, and don't forget to subscribe and share the podcast. And now that you've stuck around, if you don't get anything else, you'll walk away with a simple practice that will show you exactly where your life is going and give you the power to change it. Here's what I want you to do today. Not this week, today. At the end of the day, before you go to bed, write down where your attention actually went. Not where you wish it went, where it actually went. No judgment, no shame, just truth. Because you cannot manage what you do not measure. And right now you're flying blind. Go ahead, grab a piece of paper. Open a note on your phone. Write down the big blocks: work, church, meetings, phone time, social media, conversations, errands, whatever. Just list it out. Then ask yourself 3 questions. First, where did most of my attention go? Then second, did that match what I said mattered most to me? And then third, if I could reassign 1 hour tomorrow, where would I move it? That's it. 3 questions, 5 minutes, but it will show you more about your life than a year of trying harder will ever will. Oh, it works, and this is why. Here's what happens. The moment you start tracking your attention, you start valuing it differently. It's the same reason people who track their spending spend less. Not because they're more disciplined, because they're more aware. Awareness creates accountability, and accountability creates change. You're not going to scroll for 2 hours if you know you have to write it down and look at it later. You're not going to waste a morning on email if you know you're measuring what actually moved forward. The simple act of tracking changes the behavior. That's the move. And once you do this for a few days, see, you're creating a loop. You'll start seeing patterns. I lose an hour every morning to email before I even start real work. You'll start to realize I spend 30 minutes every night scrolling before bed and then wonder why I can't sleep. I say my family is a priority, but I gave them 45 minutes today and gave my phone 3 hours. See, these patterns are not judgment. They're data. And data gives you power because now you can make a different choice, not from guilt, but from clarity. And step back for a moment. Let's get perspective. Let's get a bigger picture. This is not about perfection. This is about stewardship. God gave you a limited amount of time and attention. The question is, are you spending it on things that matter, or are you letting it leak out to things that don't? Because the people who do great work, build great families, and live great lives, they're not superhuman. They just know where their attention is going, and they protect it like the most valuable thing they own because it is. So let me bring this home. You track your money. You make wise decisions based on your money, but your attention, you give it away for free. And that's costing you more than any bill ever will, because money you can earn back. Attention you can't. But here's the good news. You can take control. You can stop the bleeding. You can decide who gets access and who doesn't. You can measure where it's going and redirect it to what matters. It starts with one simple practice. Come to the front of the class. At the end of today, write down where your attention actually went. No judgment. Just truth, because you cannot manage what you do not measure. And the moment you start measuring, everything changes. I want to know what you discover when you do your attention audit today. I really do. Where did most of your attention go? Did it match what you said mattered most? Drop it in the comments wherever you're listening, or send me a note. I'm on all social media platforms. I read everything, and I genuinely want to know what this reveals to you. Because if this hit, then hit that subscribe. I'm dropping a new episode every week around these kinds of shifts, the invisible decisions that change how you work, lead, and live. Next week, we're talking about the hidden cost of saying yes to everything. Because every yes you give costs you a no somewhere else. And most of us are bleeding out from yes fatigue. We're fixing that. I'll see you then. You've been listening to the Clarence Stowers Leadership Podcast. Join us next time for more insights on becoming 1% better each day and leveling up in all areas of life.